I'm done. Like, Uber, y'all really tried. What's up, Nelly gang? It's your girl Nicole here. Welcome back to my channel. I know I got the girls out, I got the tatas out tonight, but you know. Okay, so today I'm gonna talk about a story. Okay, this is what happened to me yesterday. Like, y'all really tried to play me, y'all really tried to set me up. But before we get into this video, I would like for you guys to follow me on my Instagram. I'll have it here or somewhere on the screen. It's always in the description box down below, along with my other social media. So if you want to follow me or keep updated with me or whatever, that's always in the description box down below. So without further ado, we're gonna get into this crazy ass story time. So this story takes place yesterday, March 8th, 2019. Now, y'all know that there's a Uber Eats app. We all know what Uber Eats is. We all know how to use it. I mean, if you never use Uber Eats, then I don't know. If you don't even know what that is, then maybe you living under a rock. My boyfriend, my brother, and my dad all do Uber Eats. They all deliver for Uber Eats. I've used Uber Eats before, but I've never been a driver for Uber Eats. And I saw how much money they was making. I was like, oh, that would be nice. Like, I'm always that type of person that likes to try things. Like, I always like to try new things. I always like to like go out and explore. And I was like, oh, that seems like a really easy way to make money. Like, just pick up the food and go drop it off to the customer. Like, easy enough. Like, you just get money. And I was planning on just using that money and putting it in my savings account. You know, like, it would just give me something to do, because sometimes I'd be bored. I'm like, you know, and I like to drive. I like to enjoy the scenery. So I was like, you know what? Why not just try it? But I've always had a hesitation. Like, I always was like, I don't really want to try it because I feel like it's going to be really dangerous. You know, like, I didn't want to, like, I was just too afraid to try to Uber Eat, because I was like, I don't want nobody to try to kidnap me or something like that. And I talked to my mom about it, and she was like, I don't really want you to do Uber Eats because it could be really dangerous. Because honestly, Uber eating is really dangerous. Like, it's dangerous for both males and females, because you really don't know who you dropping this food off to. Like, it could be a serial killer. You really don't know. But me being me, I was like, nah, like, I really want to try it. I just want to see how it goes. Like, you know, I just want to see how it is. So I did my first couple of trips. Everything was fine. Like, the first 3 days of me Uber eating, it was fine. Like, I was still nervous, but it was fine. Like, I didn't have no problems with the customers. I had no problems picking up the food. Like, everything was cool, okay? Everything was fine. Until yesterday, this is where Uber had me fucked up. So yesterday, I wasn't even planning on Uber eating. Like, I was like, like, I just went to Target, and then I was like, let me just see what's popping with Uber today. Like, let me see if there's any, like, boost or any surges or anything like that. Like, let me check the map. So I opened it up, and I was like, ooh, like, it's lunchtime. They got a boost going on. I can make some extra money. So I was like, let me just go ahead and just get on the app. Like I said, I wasn't even planning on Uber eating yesterday. So I get on the app, and I do 3 trips. I'm not gonna lie, like, it was acting really weird. Like, on my first order, like, it told me to go to a completely different restaurant. Then, like, it told me to go completely opposite than where the actual restaurant was. So that should have been strike number 1. Like, the app was really tripping out yesterday. Like, it was being mad weird. Like, the restaurant was literally right here, and it kept telling me to go somewhere else. Like, it kept pulling me, like, taking me all different types of ways. So that was a little weird to me, but I didn't really pay attention to it, because I'm like, oh, it's probably just tripping. Like, it's cool. So I did my first order. It was fine. My second order was fine. My third order, I was like, okay, I was telling my boyfriend, because I was on FaceTime with my boyfriend, I'm like, after this order, I'm gonna go get me something to eat, because I'm hungry. Like, I didn't eat. So I was really hungry. So I was like, after this last order, I'm gonna go get me something to eat. So when I'm in the middle of dropping off that order, another order pops up on the screen. So I'm like, I really don't want to do this, but it said it was 9 minutes away, and it said that I could make extra money on this ride. So I was like, fine, like, whatever. So I hesitated. Listen, y'all, I hesitated to accept the order, because I didn't really want to do it. I was like, oh, I don't really feel like doing this right now. Like, I'm hungry as hell, but you know what? It's extra money. I'm gonna just do it anyway. So I accepted the order, but it took me a little minute to accept the order, because I wasn't really trying to do the order. It takes me to this burger spot. It literally took me like 10 minutes to find a burger spot, because the burger spot was in a cut. This one, I'm hungry. I'm irritated, because I'm like, yo, I didn't really feel like doing this last order, but it's whatever. And then I can't even find the goddamn restaurant, because it's sitting in the cut. So I finally find the restaurant, get the burger, I get in my car, and I click, I'm ready to deliver. I'm ready to start the delivery. Tell me why it tell me that this lady is like 18, almost 20 minutes away. I'm not trying to drive damn near 20 minutes to deliver a fucking burger. Like, I'm hungry as shit, but it's too late now. I already got her food. Like, you know, I never actually canceled the order, so I don't really know how that goes. I'm like, it's whatever. Let me just drop this off. This gonna be like this. I'm gonna get a lot of money from this order. Like, I was like, it's whatever. I'm very familiar with this road, so I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I'm not like scared or nothing like that because I know where I'm at. So I'm driving, and then like I'm driving past this skate ring. And I've been to this skate ring before, but I've never been past the skate ring. Like, I've only been to the skate ring. Like, I know what comes before this skate ring, but I don't know what comes after this skate ring because I've never been further than that. So I'm going past the skate ring, and I'm like, okay, like, I don't know. Like, I started to get a little bit nervous because I'm like, I really don't know where I'm going because I've never been past this skate ring. So I don't really know what the fuck is past it, you know? So I'm driving, and, you know, I'm trying to, like, play it cool. So I'm driving, and I'm driving. I'm like, all of a sudden, I just see a whole bunch of trees and a whole bunch of, like, random-ass houses. And, okay, so this is for my black people, okay? No offense to any other race, but I feel like black people, we can all relate on this. Like, you know when you get in a certain area where you feel like you're just not welcome? Like, you know when you feel like us black people, we just get in that area where we like, I don't know if we supposed to be in these parts of town. So I start to get in that area. Like, number one, I don't really know where I'm at. Number two, the thing that really kind of scared me was I didn't really have that much gas. So I'm like, I don't know where the fuck I'm at. I don't really have that much gas. Like, I'm starting to freak out at this point, but I'm looking at the Uber app and it's telling me like I'm 8 minutes away. So I'm like, okay, whatever, like I'm almost done, you know. But like I said, I felt like I kept going further and further and further out to the middle of fucking nowhere, you guys. Mind you, also, this is very important. Like, while I was driving, the word hijack kept popping in my head. I was like, why does the word hijack keep popping in my head? Like, I just kept getting this like vibe that somebody just like hacked the Uber app and was trying to take me somewhere where I wasn't supposed to be going. Like, I don't know, y'all. Like, I was just like thinking about a whole bunch of shit at that point. I was just like, man, it finally says that I'm 3 minutes away from the destination. And also, I forgot to mention, the place that I'm supposed to be dropping off the food at was supposed to be at a dentist. Cause the lady, I guess she was at her job, like she was at work. So the instructions told me to come inside and deliver it to the front desk lady because she was at a dentist. So I'm like looking around, I'm like, I don't see nowhere, like it don't look like no type of nothing. Like all I see is farms, houses and shit. Like I don't see no dentist nowhere. And the Uber app is telling me that I'm 3 minutes away. So I'm like, okay, if I don't see no dentist, like I'm gonna freak the fuck out. As I'm pulling up, it tells me to turn on this road. You guys, my heart is fucking beating because as I'm turning on this road, I realize that there's a sign and it says, caution, this is private property. This is a private road. Da 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 da. Like it goes to tell on like enter at your own risk type of shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, what type of dentist is this? Like, what type of dentist would be on a private road? Like at this point, I'm just like, yo, where the fuck am I at? My ass continues to go down the fucking private road because I'm like, okay, it's telling me that I'm 1 minute away. So if I don't see no fucking dentist, I'm gonna flip out. So you guys, it tells me to take a right, okay? And it tells me that I have arrived at my destination. When I tell y'all, when I pulled up to the destination, it was this creepy old ass house. Like it was so dark down that road. It was creepy as hell. Like the house looked old as shit. And all of a sudden, like the road was so small. Like the only way for me to turn around was to pull into this person's driveway and turn around that way. Like I couldn't just turn around in the road because the road was so small and narrow. So I'm looking at the house. I'm like, this is not no fucking dentist. Like, I don't know what the fuck this is, but this is not no dentist. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know if Uber tried to set me up. Like, what is this? Then, as I'm pulling in the driveway and I back out, some man, some creepy ass man comes out the house, y'all. Like, I'm getting goosebumps right now. I don't know if y'all can see this, but I'm getting goosebumps just talking about this because it scared the literal shit out of me. So this man comes out, you guys. Literally, he just stands straight. Like his whole body was just like this. Like, y'all know the Slender Man? That's literally what that man looked like, but a shorter version. Like, he was just like a stick figure, just like staring at me. He was just like, I was like, yo, I got the fuck up out of that place so fast, you guys. I got out of there so freaking fast. I zoomed, and as I was like going down the street, I looked in my rearview mirror, and he's just standing in the road, just staring at me. I was like, yo, where am I at? So at this point, I'm pissed because this order almost took me like, pretty much took me an hour. Like this whole entire, at this point, I've been driving in the middle of nowhere. I don't know where the hell I'm at. So I'm trying to call the customer, right? So when I'm trying to dial out, it won't my phone, like I have no service. So I'm in the middle of nowhere. I barely have any gas. And at this point, my phone don't got no fucking service. So I'm freaking out, you guys. Like, y'all don't understand. I'm getting goosebumps just talking about this because that is so scary. Like, that is one of my most scariest things, like to just not know where you're at and for your phone to not work. Like, that is so scary. You just in the middle of nowhere, you just encountered this weird creepy guy staring at you like, oh my God, you guys, I was so scared. I'm trying to call my mom, my phone's not dialing out. I try to call my boyfriend, it's not dialing out. Like, my phone is just not working. So finally, I drive down to the street. There's this little stop sign. I'm like, okay, it told me to turn right here, so I'm gonna go back. Like, I tried to retrace my steps. Like, I tried to pull up the Google Maps. My Google Maps wasn't working. Like, y'all, I was so scared. I didn't know where I was at. I didn't know how to get out of this place. I'm like, I just want to go home. Like, I'm so over this Uber delivery shit. I don't want to do this ever again. So as I remember, like I said, I remember taking a right at the stop sign. So I remember I tried to take the same steps that I took just to get away from that guy, because I didn't know if he was gonna try to chase me down the road, try to shoot me or whatever. So I was like, I just need to get out of this area. I just need to get off of this private road thing. So I leave, right? And so I'm still trying to dial out. Like, at this point, I got like one bar. So I'm like, oh my God. So I call the lady. I'm like, hi, this is Janelle with Uber. Like, I don't know where I'm at right now. Like, I don't know. It took me to some random house. Like, some creepy guy came out of it. She was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, do you know where you're at? I'm like, girl, I was like, I don't know where I'm at. She was like, do you see this? Do you see that? And she's naming off places that I recognize, but I'm like, I'm nowhere near that. Like, I'm just in the middle of nowhere on a random street around a bunch of houses and trees. Like, I don't know where I'm at. She was like freaking out. She was like, oh my God, well, I'll just text you the address and send it directly to your phone. I was like, yes, please do that. So at this point, I'm just trying to get some service. I'm just trying to get the fuck about that place because I didn't know where I was at. So finally, my Google Maps worked. So I typed in an address that I know. So I typed in the address to this Walmart that I always go to. If I type in this address in my Google Maps, and if it doesn't take me to that fucking Walmart, y'all, I was going to flip out. I was gonna be like, I was gonna start crying. Like, I was on the verge of crying. I was shaking. Like, you guys, my hand was literally like this. Like, I was shaking. I was about to have a panic attack. I had to keep calming myself down. Like, you know what, like, Janelle, God got you. Like, God's gonna get you out of this situation. Like, you're fine, you're okay. Because I was legit gonna have a panic attack, and I was just gonna be stranded on the side of the road. Type in the address to the Walmart that I'm familiar with. Tell me why it told me that it was gonna take me 25 minutes to get to that Walmart. I'm like, where the hell am I at? Like, the fact that I'm 25 minutes away from an area that I recognize and I don't even know where I'm at right now. Like, really? So I'm driving 25 minutes. You guys, I don't even care about speed limit. I'm not giving a crap. I do not care. I saw 2 sheriffs and I just did not give a shit. I was like, get me out of this fucking place. So I finally got to the Walmart. I was like, okay. So I started calming down. I'm like, okay, I'm in an area that I know. Let me just calm down. Let me relax. You know, let me just chill out. So then I type in her address and it tells me that it's only 8 minutes away. So I was like, okay, cool, like that should be fine. So I'm driving, I'm still freaking out at this point because I was like, if I get somewhere again where I don't know where I'm at, I'm just going to tell her like, yo, I can't do this anymore. So I finally get to the dentist, and you guys, I had a mental breakdown. Like, when I pulled up at the dentist, like, I couldn't even go inside. I was just freaking out because my brain, like, I couldn't process what just happened to me. Like, I was stranded in the middle of nowhere. I pulled up at this creepy man's house. He's just staring at me. My phone wasn't working. Like, I was just so in shock and I was just traumatized that I had to just get myself together before I went inside the dentist. Oh yeah, and then before I got there, I texted her. I was like, almost there, sorry. She said, no apologies, I'm so sorry. So I went in there and I saw her like on the phone because she's a receptionist. and she was like saying to me, like she was mouthing, like she was like, I'm so sorry, and she gave me a $10 tip. And then she got off the phone, she was like, I do not know that place at all, like I don't know why it took you there. Like I was thinking like maybe that's where she lives and she forgot to change the address, but she was telling me like she doesn't even live there, she doesn't even know that address, she doesn't know why the app took me there. So that's what really freaked me out the most, because she didn't even know the address. So honestly, that was like so creepy. Like after that I was like, I'm not Uber eating no more. Like my mom was like, I don't want you Uber eating, I don't want you doing any of that. And like I said, I was already like hesitant to do it, but I'm just that type of person that has to experience something for myself. So I've experienced it. I don't want to Uber eat no more. Like people was like, why you Uber eating anyway? Like you just, like even when I would pick up the orders, the people would be like, oh, I didn't even know you were the Uber driver because you don't look like an Uber driver. I'm like, really? Like people just was like, girl, why are you doing that anyway? But like I said, I just wanted to experience it for myself. So when my boyfriend got home, he called the Uber people. And they were like, oh, like we have nothing to do with that, like it's the customer's fault because she's the one that put in that address. And like they're just like pretty much saying, like they were just blaming it on the customer, saying that that's probably her home address and she probably forgot to change the address. Like they were just pretty much saying we don't have nothing to do with that. And like my boyfriend was like so pissed, and I was kind of mad too, because I'm like, what if something were to happen to me? Y'all just gonna blame it on the customer? Like y'all not gonna take responsibility for what you did? Like I told you guys, the app was already tripping. Like on the first run, the app was being weird. Like it told me that the restaurant was over here when the restaurant was all the way on the other side. Like it was already tripping. And so for them to blame the customer for what happened to me, like I didn't like that at all. Like it showed me like they really don't care. Like the guy on the phone just seemed really irritated. Like he just seemed like he was just like, I don't know, like I don't know what happened. Like he just didn't really seem to care. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, she even told me that she doesn't even know this address, unless her ass was fucking lying. But I honestly believed her. Like she was traumatized for me. She gave me a $10 tip. Like she gave me a $10 tip and everything because she was so traumatized. She was like, I've never seen that address in my life. And for me to show up to a house and a creepy ass man come out, like nah. And like just for them to blame it on the customer, like that was just so foul to me. So honestly, that's a wrap for me. No more Uber eating for me. Proceed with caution. If you're an Uber driver, or if you're planning on delivering food for any type of food service, or if you plan on being a driver or anything like that, please proceed with caution, because I don't know what the fuck going on with these apps, but literally it took me completely to a whole nother place that I wasn't even supposed to be at. Like I had no phone service, I was in a place I didn't know, some creepy guy came out. Like that's really dangerous, you know. But I'm just so grateful that God was with me at that time. And don't ignore the signs. Please don't ignore the signs. If you don't feel like doing something, or if you feel unsure about something, please listen to your gut feeling. Like listen to yourself. I'm telling you, because you gonna be sorry. Like this situation could have turned out completely different. I could have ran out of gas, I could have got kidnapped, I could have got shot. Like there's a lot of things that could have happened to me, and I'm so grateful that I'm even here sharing this story. And I have a word for Uber. Like y'all are so trash for doing me that way, like for blaming it on the customer when it was y'all. Like y'all, your app was the one that was fucking up. It had nothing to do with the customer at all, period. So let me know what y'all think about this story down below. Also, if you're an Uber driver, or if you drive or deliver for any food service, let me know if something like this has also happened to you down below. Don't forget to follow me on all my social media. I'll have that in the description box down below. Thank you guys so freaking much for watching, and of course, as always, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, you guys.